Sometimes when it comes to getting across an idea or a value proposition or even overcoming an objection, you need to take it out of context and put it into the client's context. And today we're going to talk about analogies. So why are analogies so powerful, and why do we need to lean on them so much when it comes to transferring information or even value for that matter? Well, let's look at what an analogy actually is. It's taking a concept and assimilating it with a knowledge that someone may already have. So it's using an example to put into context and make it more accessible for the person that you're giving that example to. So here's a very simple example of an analogy. If you were speaking to your dear old nan or someone from the sort of 1930s and you're explaining to them what Google is, the easy thing to say is, well, it's a search engine. Well, that's not going to mean anything to them. Or it's a way of looking for things online. Again, that doesn't mean anything to them. But by using an analogy, it's going to insert that knowledge so they actually get what you mean. So here's a simple example of what I'd use for Google. Well, Google is like the world's biggest library. But when it comes to looking for a book, it doesn't just show you the book that you're looking for, it shows you the exact line in that book that you're looking for very, very quickly. So all of a sudden, Google's come alive. It's no longer a search engine or something you use to look online. It's a way of helping them see something based on another example. So when should we use analogies? Well, a really good place to start is overcoming objections. If you can come up with a couple of analogies for every single common objection that you get in your marketplace, it's a quick and easy way of helping the customer see things from a very different perspective. In fact, my advice would be precisely that. Come up with an analogy for each of the most common objections that you get from customers, and this will help them overcome that objection. Another really good place to start is when you're actually demonstrating particular features of your product. Obviously, talking about the benefits is critical, but almost using an analogy to help them understand the power of that feature is a very quick and easy way for them to see that value almost instantly. Now, lastly, I want to talk about when the customer or prospect gives you an analogy. This is really useful because it's giving you direct access to the way that they're thinking about things. And you can do something very, very clever here. You can extend out their analogy. An example I always use is when I was working for an organization many, many years ago. And one of the things we needed to do was to take customers' data to put it into our system. This was a SaaS proposition. Now, the customer was really, really protective over their data. And the way they described it was by using an analogy. The lady said, well, look, I feel like the time when I took my daughter into hospital and the doctor had to take her away, and all I wanted to do was protect her. Now, what was really interesting is that we built out on her analogy to get her to see the value and the importance of us to do that. So we said to her, although the doctor was taking your child away, remember, the doctor was taking her away to help her. And that's precisely what we're doing as well. So we extended out that analogy to help her see that there was immense value and importance in getting her data into our platform. So there we go, there's analogies. Very, very useful, very simple, and very, very effective at getting across important information, value, and helping customers overcome objections by putting it into their context. Remember to subscribe, remember to like, and as always, happy selling.